Yes.
then you will be saved.
Hello. Um, I walk Broadway and Telegraph every day for the last 10 years, and the collective mental state of people is like an aspect of weather, whether it's a sunny day or an angry day or a sad day or a cloudy day. And I see it shift, and in the last 2 weeks, it's been much more levitous. People are happier, blocks away from here, all throughout the day. There's been some kind of a ripple effect. It's spread. People walking from this area go up the street, and it smiles, and they get spread. So, as a local resident, thank you. And to the point that was brought up initially, how to get people to become engaged. Well, we've obviously this event has done this amount of good. So the question that I ask is, how does this benefit the community? As was mentioned before, the Black Panthers made themselves essential to the welfare of their society, and so we can too. I've already mentioned one thing, that just in my experience of how this has improved the area. So I urge you to consider other ways, and maybe new ways.
Hey, my name is Victoria. I'm up here because in my small group we had a lot of discussions about also how to outreach and how to make this encampment better, just more accessible. And one of the suggestions was to reach out to organizations that can offer support services for things that perhaps the camp is not equipped to handle. There are a lot of people staying in the camp that have been on the lowest of the 99% and have had a lot of resulting perhaps behaviors that may be difficult for us and challenging. And rather than kind of getting into this marginalizing thought process or setting up separate camps or whatever, to reach out to organizations that know how, and I'm not talking about the police or ambulances and things like that. I'm talking about, someone mentioned Berkeley Free Health Clinic, just anything like that. The nursing organization, it's not just physical issues, it's substance stuff, it may be emotional stuff, and maybe get those people to become part of the camp to help us out with that, or also to offer training sessions for us as people to learn how do we interact with people who may not be on the exact same plane emotionally as us. And that's it.
Hey, just so everyone knows, we've only got 3 more people on Stacks Reform. This isn't going over the normal amount of time that we actually allot for this. It's only an hour, so there's a bunch of side conversations going on that we can hear up here, and it's pretty distracting to the speakers, so if we could just give them our attention, it shows a lot of respect and builds a lot of solidarity.
Hello, can you hear me? My name is Daniel Nordstrom. I want to say something about Camp Defense. I was at a meeting the other night, and everybody, what we're going to do is yell, if the police come, we're going to say, go home. Well, I want to say, and say that loudly to them. I want to say that words do have power. It seems like that it wouldn't be very effective, but I think it will be. There's examples of that. For example, one that comes to my mind, I was just reading the other day about a battle that took place in the Civil War. These Union troops are charging up a hill held by Confederates, a really strong point. They didn't shoot them off with their rifles. They started yelling and literally yelled the Confederates off that hill. I mean, that was in a shooting war. It wasn't guns that did it. It wasn't bayonets. It was yelling. Now, we'll do our best, but there's another thing. Like some of the brothers here have been saying, brothers and sisters, we can't win every battle. It doesn't
win this one.
Yes, but we still win wars. There's an anecdote from the war in Vietnam. The Vietnamese negotiator met with the American Kissinger or whoever it was, and Kissinger or whoever said, you guys never won a single major battle. And the Vietnamese replied, yeah, that's true. It's also irrelevant. they won the war.
I'm a combination of announcements and outreach and one request. So I'll start with the announcement as a kind of an outreach. I'm Marianne with World Can't Wait, and there's an action tomorrow to which you are all invited. It is Obama is coming to town, and we would like to invite you for lunch. You can either come and go to the $7,500 lunch and talk directly to Obama, or you can come with the rest of us, the 99%, and you can have lunch with us out there as we protest. And we are not talking to Obama. That is not our audience. We are trying to talk to the world. So I was at the occupation in San Francisco before I came over here. They said hi. They are planning on going to the Obama luncheon at 11 o'clock at Howard and 3rd Street, which is just off of the Montgomery Metro. Please, please, some of you join us. I'm going to go around with flyers and pass them out. This is a wonderful thing that's happening, and it's just beautiful. Now, the announcement that I was asked to make because someone is tired of making it. And I didn't see the dirt on the thing because it got swept up before I came. But we need to clean up after ourselves.
Yes.
Or, the worst thing in the world, I'm a mother, you have to clean up after somebody else. But you got to keep this place clean for yourselves and for the respect that we'll get from the community when they come by and see it's clean. I walked in here and it looked so great, and that's because somebody swept it. So I want to tell them thank you.
Yay!
Regarding Obama, somebody made a great suggestion last week or so when we found out about this, which is to, invite Obama for a $7,500 10-bean suit. So make good signs. I came up to say, yeah, clean up after yourself. It's really kind of pissing me off. And help people when you see them working. Don't walk by them. And keep this place clean because people are disgusted. I spent all day online yesterday talking to those people who are listening to Fox News. That's what I do. I go to those websites. I go to those news stations, and I get into the thick of those conversations. And I don't scream at those people like they scream at me. I don't call them names like they call me names. In fact, I try to ask them how they know I'm a libtard. They can't see me. So I'm suggesting that we treat each other and all the people out there that we bump into as if they belong here. And that we go out of our way. Today, several of us delivered the letter we wrote that we all approved of to City Hall, and everybody we spoke to in there was so kind, and we definitely went out of our way to invite them here. I do have a proposal that I'm not going to propose formally right now, but talk it up and see if you agree, which is I agree we should be having meetings every day, and I also think we should have maybe every Friday a noon o'clock meeting so that the people in the buildings around here who can walk here can go to the meeting because they're not here because they can't be. I shouldn't be here right now because it hurts. It's cold and it hurts me. Okay, so if you have a meeting in the middle of the day, some of these people can come and participate who haven't been able to because they got to go home to their children. People, everybody. I've walked up to people in suits right over there, people in suits right over there, people in uniforms with badges and guns right over here, and reminded them that if they don't have $10 million in the bank right now, that they're part of us. And that's what we have to do. I also kindly reminded the police officers today that this is not an illegal occupation. This is legal. And not only that if the city, the sergeant today told me that they are not interested in this. They do have way more important things to handle. Okay? But he also said, but we have to do what the city said if they tell us to raid the camp. I said, no you don't. The Constitution tells you that if anybody, I don't care if they're superior giving you a direct order, orders you to break the law, to violate the Constitution, you can say no. Okay? So please, talk to the people around you. You know, people you've never met out in the street, people in your neighborhood like everybody suggested, and invite them to come and see for themselves and not depend on lying news stations to tell them what's happening down here. And I congratulate you, wait, I gotta say one more thing, because one of the funnest things I've ever done in my life was to go like this, come on at Chase Bank, while some masked marauder stood like this and held the door open so that she couldn't shut it, and occupied the bank the other day. One of the sad moments was having to see that some things got busted up and some people were kind of losing control and trying to be violent. Please recognize that if you want to go out and bust shit up, you have to find your own posse to do that, separate from a group of us who cannot afford to get bashed by the cops. I can't afford the hospital bills. I can't afford the cold of being in a jail cell. I just can't. I might get arrested. I might, but I'm just saying, don't get my head bashed just because you want to get your own head bashed. Thank you.
So, I know I'm kind of preaching to the choir here, and I'm stepping out of my facilitator's role just a little bit right now. I want to remind us that part of being a part of this revolution and evolution is showing up to the General Assembly and not just walking out of it when you're done saying what you have to say. It's about being here. We've only been here for an hour thus far tonight, and I've watched a lot of people spit what they want to spit and then all of a sudden disappear, and I'm thinking, what happened, right? Additionally, if we always feel like we can walk away because we're under the threat of another raid, if we're always walking away because we think we're under a threat, isn't that a pretty fucking powerful tool that they've got over us? So please show up. If you're not happy with the way that it's going, if you're not happy with the process that we're using, please give your feedback, and we can improve this thing using the consensus model.
So right now we have subcommittee announcements. So again, if you are a part of a subcommittee recognized by the occupation, please come down. If you're a part of a caucus, such as the People of Color Caucus, or Safer Spaces, or wait a minute, Safer Spaces Committee, or any other caucus, please come down. After subcommittee report backs, we will do action announcements, which are about marches, and then we'll do general announcements. So, subcommittees, please come speak.
I hand this over to you.
Okay. Subcommittees. Okay.